Northwest Arkansas is home to world-class neurosurgeons, but they say that their job is to make sure you don't ever go under the knife. We had a chance to visit with Dr. J.B. Blankenship about his practice and all the preventative steps you can take to stay healthy. Take a look. No one wants to live in pain, and that's why you should reach out to the professionals at the Neurosurgery Spine Center. We've got Dr. J.B. Blankenship joining me right now to tell us more. Thanks for being here, Doctor.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's start off with a little background, maybe. How long have you been doing this, and why did you decide to get into this practice, this sort of medicine?
Well, I grew up in north central Arkansas, and I went originally to university with the intent of becoming a pharmacist and going back to Melbourne, Arkansas. But I got very interested in science for a number of years.
Sure.
So when I got up here, most of the courses I was taking, I became friends with those people, and they were almost all going to medical school. So I said, well, okay, that sounds interesting. So that's how I wound up heading to medicine. You don't get much real knowledge about medicine in your undergraduate, but I was fascinated with the scientific part of it. Once I got to medical school, mostly with all these same friends that I met up here, I became interested in neurosciences. You don't get a lot of exposure. You have to make some big decisions about what you're going to do for the rest of your life with a lot of information.
Yeah.
And honestly, I got lucky. I decided that I wanted to go into neurosurgery, and it's turned out to be absolutely perfect for me, and it's been a good career. As to how long I've been doing it, I've been in practice in Northwest Arkansas for over 30 years.
Wow, that's a lot of history there. So you know you have a lot of experience. What should a patient be looking for when they're reaching out to a neurosurgeon?
Well, it's difficult because surgical specialists, you don't have a lot of patients. I mean, I do. I've been up here forever.
Right.
But initially, especially, you don't have a lot of patients for other patients to talk to. But the best way to pick any doctor is talk to people that have had surgery. Now, you may not find someone that's had spine surgery, but you find someone, a family member that you trust or a friend, and that's a good start. Reviews, which of course weren't existent when I started this, are useful. But really word of mouth is the best way.
Okay.
And then when you call an office, one of the first questions I would ask is, who am I going to be seeing for my initial visit?
Yeah.
Now, my nurse is wonderful. She's worked with me for almost 20 years, but we try very hard. Sometimes we can't, but we try very hard for the initial contact with our practice to be with me.
Okay.
And then after that, my nurse will be seeing some, but that's another real key factor of who you're going to have that initial contact with.
That's great.
And then after the contact, if you don't feel good, if you don't like what you're hearing, go see someone else.
Change it.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. That makes a lot of sense. You know, I found it interesting that we were talking a little bit before we got started about how many of your patients actually don't go to the point of needing surgery because you're able to deal with the problem before they get there.
Yeah, it's, you know, surgeon's in the name of neurosurgeon, and I'm really more of a spinal surgeon now. I haven't done intracranial neurosurgery in probably 15 years. I had to pick one or the other. But surgery's not always our first idea. Now, a lot of times patients come in and they've had everything conservatively done. But the majority of the people that we see will wind up not having surgery.
Yeah.
But it's a process of trying to get them better without surgery, working on life changes, therapy, exercise, and if successful, fantastic. If not, then we discuss surgical options.
Right. You know, that kind of leads me to my other question, which is about preventing getting to the point of needing surgery. Is there anything preventative people should know about?
Yes. I mean, it's like talking to your daddy. Don't smoke. Don't gain too much weight. But lifestyle is very important. And unfortunately, in Northwest Arkansas, we do have a heavier population, and that doesn't really cause back problems, but it certainly causes other health problems. So the real cornerstone of any preventative measure, especially for the back, is exercise. And for people getting in their 40s and 50s, strength training is very important.
Yeah.
I'm a weightlifter. I love lifting weights. I hate doing cardio, but a nice walk 5 times a day is also very preventative.
Right.
So that weight muscle that you put on in your 40s and 50s pays off some dividends in your 70s and 80s.
That's good to know, and those are great tips, great advice. If people want to reach out to you, where are you located, and what's your website where they can reach out to you?
The practice is in Fayetteville on Joy Street. We've been there from the outset. And the website is the neurosurgeryspineCenter.org.
Awesome. Doctor, thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us today, fill us in, and help maybe prevent us getting to the point of needing surgery. We appreciate you. We appreciate the Neurosurgery Spine Center as well for sponsoring this segment.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Stick around. We've got more Good Day NWA coming up right after a short break.